Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Now, here's your host, Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
When you hear the sound of coming, hear the drummers drumming, I want you to join together with the band. We don't move in any particular directions, and we don't make no collections. I want you to join together with the band.
Yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan's out. Got pinch hitting Brian Dacus is in the house. Plus, we got a new guy up in this place, man. You know, what is it, FNG? The new guy? Isn't that what they call the new guy, the FNG for some reason? What's that mean?
Huh?
You've never heard that?
I've never heard of that in my life.
FNG.
I'm going to look it up.
New guy.
I'm going to look it up.
I just basically told
John,
it to you.
speaking of words and acronyms, I know you have a lot of things you want to talk about, but I just want to put this out there at first. I want to make a point. I need to talk about the Mariners today. I also want to talk about Merriam-Webster Dictionary at some point today, so just don't let me forget. Maybe
like
a Hardwood story
dictionaries.
with the dictionary.
I'm digging the dictionary, man. By the way, you know the only place that success comes before work is in the freaking dictionary. Didn't I say that one time and you heard it?
You did, and I wrote it down.
I got all kinds of great
in my
stuff,
notebook.
son. I got
You're
stuff.
right. F and G is a term that means effing new guy.
Yeah, that's right.
I
We got
didn't know
an
that.
FNG in this
Oh,
house.
how about
His name
that?
is Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny Hill.
Not Johnny Radio, it's Johnny Hill.
Yeah.
Johnny
But maybe
Hill.
soon enough he'll be Johnny Radio.
Maybe, man.
Maybe I'll have to fight for that moniker.
Shoot, I like fighting. Let's do this.
Maybe not a fist fight, though.
Okay, well, then what kind of fight you got?
I don't know. Maybe like I don't know. You got me.
All right. Well, we have a busy show because we're fighting for money. We're going to be fighting all day long to make you some cash. Did you know that we got NFL action tonight?
Thursday night football.
Lions and the Packers, a big game. My only problem I have with it is on Prime Video. And I hate channel surfing when I have to do the streaming situation. And I know that a lot of people out there don't want to hear about my first world problems, but I don't think this is a first world problem. I think this is an everybody problem. Like, I like to go back and forth. Do you know what game I would like to go back and forth to?
The Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee State game. Oh, it's electric tonight.
I am so proud that you actually knew that. I didn't think that you would want to have a clue.
John, I was looking at all the college football games this morning going, oh, man, that Middle Tennessee State, Western Kentucky game sure does look good tonight.
It really actually does. I'm looking forward to that one as well. I mean, again, we have a ton of football to break down today. We also have Evie Van Pelt because we got to talk about the Ole Miss Rebels. They have a big game against LSU this weekend. LSU's only a 2.5-point favorite. Do I put all the money that I'm expected to pay the University of Mississippi this year on LSU?
It's risky move.
So
there,
they
John.
pay basically for me to pay for my daughter to go there?
But then if somehow old
Oh,
Hotty
yeah.
Toddy
Like, sure,
comes
yeah.
through,
Ole Miss is gonna get up there and
then
do
you're
it.
really in a hole for your daughter's tuition.
Well, she's in a hole. I'm just broke. She's in trouble. No, for real, though. I mean, Ole Miss seems like they're going Ole Miss. I'm going to talk with Evie Van Pelt about it. I don't think she's going to be too happy. She's from the Rebel Walk. I love Ole Miss. She loves Ole Miss. But damn, man, I was all excited last week getting 7 points against Alabama. That game was pathetic. It was a horrible called game by Lane Kiffin, by Charlie Weiss Jr. The offense outside of that first drive was absolutely pathetic. 7-6 at the halftime. Alabama shot themselves over and over and over again. Stupid penalties, turnovers. And Ole Miss couldn't find a way to win. They came out in the second half, and instead of getting all cute and dropping back in 3-step, 5-step drops and having Jalen Milroe actually read, you know what they decided? Oh, we're just going to do what we do better. We're going to out-physical Ole Miss. We're going to run right down their damn throat. And then we're going to stuff them on defense, and that's exactly what they did. Now they got to play LSU. And I don't know if you paid attention to LSU lately. I know they look bad against Florida State. By the way, Florida State's still undefeated. Took care of Clemson on the road last week. LSU's looking good. You saw what they did to poor Mississippi State, right?
John,
I'm not saying Ole Miss is Mississippi State. They're going the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss is going to boat race Mississippi State. Zach Arnett, things ain't working out all that well. But damn, bro, they played a hard fought game against KJ Jefferson. Arkansas and LSU are always a tight game. KJ Jefferson was throwing haymakers last week. I mean, Jaden Daniels would go out there and do a little tap dance all over the face. He'd come back there and pop you in the mouth. It was like Ali Frazier. It was like Foreman and Ali. It was a heavyweight fight back and forth. I think LSU's better prepared for it. They're going on the road. They've beaten Mississippi State, Grambling, and Arkansas in the last 3 weeks after that horrible second half against Florida State. But let's also remember the first half against Florida State. How many times LSU going to get to the 1 yard line and not score? How many stupid plays is LSU going to make? And in the second half, I mean, Brian Kelly made no adjustments for some reason against Florida State. Mike Norvell did. The wide receiving core destroyed LSU. Hate to say, Johnny and Coleman, the dudes from Florida State, ain't playing right now for Ole Miss. Plus, Ole Miss, Michael Trigg's not with the team anymore. I know Cade Priestcorn is back. Good tight end, couldn't get going last week against Alabama. There's just some issues. We're going to talk at 12 o'clock a lot about this Ole Miss LSU game. It's a 5 o'clock kick on ESPN. I will not be in Oxford for my first game in 2 years.
Why is that?
Because I'm a very good friend.
Are you?
Yep, I'm going to Gabe's wedding.
Huh. Gabe's
Pretty good guy.
Gabe's having a wedding on a college football Saturday?
Yes, he is.
Huh.
Not only is Gabe, former Memphis Tiger Gabe Kuhn, who was here now, he's departed to different things. He, played at Memphis, right?
Sure did.
Second most starts in Memphis history, I think,
Sure
51. And guess what?
What's that?
Boise State and Memphis played this weekend as well. So he's making
on
me miss Ole Miss, and he's going to miss Memphis football. You think half the people that were going to show up at his wedding actually show up?
I mean, I hope so. Look, in all honesty, congratulations to Gabe. I know he's very excited about this, but I hope everybody shows up. And you're a very good friend, John.
There's a rule that I have also come out with, and I hope everybody takes this to heart. And I want every single woman listening to me double time, write this down, put it in your notes, whatever you got to do, put it in there. Men, because we're not very bright and we don't think of things. Like when you tell me in June, hey, you going to come to my wedding on September 30th? You're like, yeah, but you don't think. But here's the new rule. I'm going to make it very simple. No weddings in the months, September, October, November, December. There's just 4 months. You should never have a wedding in those 4 months. Why? There's football. There's playoff baseball. Hoops is starting up. The months are the greatest thing in the world. And why do we need to celebrate your wedding when we got, Labor Day? How about a little Halloween, a little Thanksgiving, Christmas? There's enough going on in the months than your dang wedding. So do me a favor. Nobody ever out there do it again. Don't get married in September, October, November, December. If you get married in the months, you just doing it wrong.
So John, when would you prefer people to have a wedding?
Anytime outside the months. I mean, if you're going to do it right, like for me,
A summer wedding. Middle of summer when nothing's happening.
No, because I like to go to the beach and stuff. I like to watch baseball, play ball.
I'm saying like before baseball starts. No, baseball's going in the middle of summer. You're right. Like those dead weeks.
May. What the hell's going on in May?
All-Star Week. You could do it in All-Star Week. That's exactly what I was thinking about. All-Star Week in the summer. Mm-hmm.
Wait, May's baseball, but April's came over.
Yeah.
Hey, March.
March Madness, John.
Shoot, you're right. Actually, you know what, man?
I had this
Maybe you
conversation.
shouldn't get married.
I was about to say I had this conversation with Melinda.
I got it.
The other day.
All-Star Weekend.
For
during
NBA?
baseball.
During baseball. I just said that, John.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I just said in the middle of summer during All-Star break.
I'm sorry, I was practicing what I practice at home. I talk and don't listen.
Yeah, no, you do it up here too, John.
I do.
Uh-huh.
Not as much though.
Jay Morgan tells me differently, but we'll see.
Yeah, I do a little. I'm sorry.
I'll be the judge of that today.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck today. Now, again, we got all kinds of things going on. We're going to talk some football today with Evie Van Pelt at 12 o'clock. We got Isaac Simpson at 11:30, and we got to talk about Dame time. Man, you going to roll out Milwaukee, going to roll out a little Giannis, a little Dame time, some Brooke Lopez, a little Chris Middleton, a little Bobby Portis Jr. up in the house. Man, I'm telling you, man,
aggressive.
Milwaukee looking nasty. But my question,
Sure are.
They are looking pretty nasty, aren't they?
They are.
Do you think, though, that people are talking about, the Bucks just surpassed everybody. Do you think they're now automatically the best team in the league?
The Bucks?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
I mean, there's going to be some people out in Phoenix that have to say something about that. There's going to be like that little Jamal Murray and Jokic.
I think some people here in Memphis will have something to say about that.
Well, the problem is I can't see. Okay, so I guess you know what I'm doing? I'm instead of just team, the best twosomes. Twosomes.
I think that's even more of a reason that people in Memphis would have something to say.
Well, no, because who are you going to pick? Desmond Bain or are you going to pick Jaren Jackson Jr.? Because
Either.
I'm going to say, please, neither one of the two B parts of this. Damn, that sounds like 3 B parts to me. But, ooh, sorry about that, Josh. Sorry about that, Des. Sorry about that, Trey J. Man, reality is truth. My reality is everybody else's truth. Deal with it. I like the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies are great. They're a cute little team. They get second in the West last 2 years and then get thrown out in the playoffs. Yay. Fun stuff. But I do like the fact that they actually got a man on the team this year. And I'm talking about Marcus Smart. By the way, you know what I did? I did something. I took something that Marcus Smart takes. Have you ever heard of brain
dye?
fuel?
Oh, no.
Hair dye?
Yeah, Marcus Smart dyes his hair.
What color?
Wait, it was green when he was in
I can't see green.
Boston, and then people say he might do blue.
I'll smoke some green. I'll spin some green.
Mm.
Just can't see the color. But I can tell you what marijuana looks like. Just not the color. And money, is it really green or is it gray?
I think it's green.
It looks gray. Anyway, who cares about the color green? What was I saying?
I don't know.
Doesn't really matter.
Something
But
about you and
no,
Marcus
we're
Smart.
talking with Isaac Simpson today about the Grizzlies. Marcus Smart. Oh, yeah, I took Brain Fuel. It's a new product that he's pushing. And I got to say something. My brain was working really good yesterday. I should have taken it before I came on the show today and maybe before the show yesterday, but I took it after the show before my workout. Brain Fuel by Marcus Smart. If the Grizzlies get on the Brain Fuel this year, NBA title or bust. But we're going to talk.
It's that good.
It's that good. It's that good. But we're going to talk Dame Time, Milwaukee, Isaac Simpson, 11:30. Got to talk a little bit of baseball, and I'm sure you're ready to jump in here in just a minute. But Ronald Acuna, bro, 40-70, first person to ever do it. Got the 70th stolen base yesterday. Also scored the winning run. Braves took care of some business. Or did the Cubs lose?
Yeah, it seems like the Cubs lost again. This
Dude,
seems
2
like
days in a row. A dropped fly ball by Suzuki yesterday on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then last night in 10 innings, they blow that junt.
Did you hear the Cubs broadcast last night after
No, I did not.
Acuna got the 70 stolen bases? All right, hold on. This is from Marquee Sports Network last night, literally right after Ronald Acuna stole his 70th base. This literally Ronald Acuna standing on second. This is what happened on Marquee Sports Network.
And we're really stopping the game to do a highlight montage.
Can we get the base after the game? This is pretty absurd. It's just a hell of an accomplishment.
Totally, but you can't stop the game and run a highlight montage.
Are we really stopping the game to look at a 70th home run? He stole a base.
Yeah, dude. I think we are. Cause
He's the first player to ever have 40-70. Yeah, we're going to stop the game.
Nobody has ever done it. Braves, by the way, 102 wins on the year. Won 3 straight. They're rounding into form, you could say. Only team that's been more impressive in the last 2 weeks of the season might be the Phillies. They're playing great baseball as well. Second in that East, locked up that wild card. Milwaukee's taking care of business over in the Central. And, of course, you got the Dodgers doing their thing out in the West. But does it really matter? Because the Dodgers have no pitching. When the postseason gets there, they can hit like it's going out of style. But, man, their pitching is terrible. So we got playoff baseball we got to talk about. Now I got to ask you, because you wanted to talk about Seattle.
Oh, John,
are you upset because Framber Valdez said a homophobic slur to Julio Rodriguez yesterday?
What?
You didn't see that?
No. What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude. Or no, was it it was either
Him and Framber are friends.
No, I know he said that after the game. It might have been Nestor. Man, I'm telling you.
Nestor Cortez pitches for the Yankees.
I wasn't trying to say Nestor. I'm trying to say can't remember his damn name right now. The other pitcher.
Hector Neris.
Hector Neris.
Yeah.
So what was it?
What a bum. I can't
said
stand
Nestor.
Hector Neris. This guy doesn't even belong in baseball. It's ridiculous. Let's look at his stats this year. Okay, he's had a pretty good season. But
He
aside
did strike
from that,
out Julio Rodriguez in a
yeah,
very
and
good spot.
whatever. Julio Rodriguez strikes out and is walking back to the dugout, not even doing anything. And Hector Neris just starts walking towards him, yelling at him and screaming at him. What are you doing?
Does he not think Julio can speak Spanish?
What?
Because he was yelling at him in Spanish.
No, that's why he was doing it, because Julio Rodriguez from the Dominican Republic. So
I know.
that's
What
his
I'm
language.
saying is, does he not think? Never mind. What I'm
No,
saying.
he wants him to hear him though. That's what he's saying. He's yelling. He'd be saying it in English if he didn't want him to hear it.
What I mean, okay. What I'm saying, I know Julio Rodriguez is from the DR. I know this. He has the beautiful blue eyes.
Yeah, I mean, look,
when you listen
those
to
eyes
him
are gorgeous.
speak, I mean, every woman melts when this dude talks. What I'm saying is you could have easily, if you didn't, if you're Hector, you just sit there and be like, he's not going to know a word that I'm saying because he doesn't speak Spanish. He's a blue-eyed beauty at playing center field for Seattle.
Beauty. He is a blue-eyed beauty. But
But
Hector,
Suarez,
I mean,
by the way, I think the person that was most mad wasn't Julio Rodriguez.
No, Julio doesn't really get
Eugenio
mad.
Suarez was livid.
Yeah,
He ran out there to fight some folks.
Gino is always ready for a good fight.
Yeah, he was ready. He was standing in the on deck circle too, man. He was ready.
Was.
By the way, I thought it was funny after the ball game though. Naris completely downplayed it. And they tried to ask him, what he said,
that guy.
And he just goes, "Man, he's one of my best friends."
I can't stand that guy. They're definitely not. But that made me so mad. And then I saw like some Astros beat reporter this morning posted a video, I guess from last year, where Julio hit a home run off of Naris and was running around the bases celebrating, and he was like, Julio was disrespectful last year after he hit the home run. Look at him celebrating all around the bases. That was payback. Good for you, Naris. And I was like, what are you... And if you look at the video, I don't have it in front of me, but I mean, it's just a regular, anybody hits a home run and is running around the bases in a rivalry game would celebrate. It's nothing crazy. He's not looking at Naris, screaming at him or anything like that. He's just running around the bases. So I'm tired of Naris. I'm tired of the Astros. Mariners aren't making the playoffs. It's been a year.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Now, we talked a little bit of baseball because, again, the season's winding down. Wild card races are starting to kind of be figured out. You think Seattle has a chance?
No, John. I do
Oh,
not.
man, you've given up on everything?
I mean, I haven't given up. This team's terrible. I mean, you look at this
Yesterday,
lineup.
you were just so fire. I mean, they're only 1.5 games back with, 4 to go?
4 to go against the Rangers. And I think the Astros play the Diamondbacks, which could help them. And the who's right in front of them?
Diamondbacks
Toronto
need to win because they're only 2 games ahead of the Marlins.
And Toronto plays somebody kind of difficult, I think. But, I mean, they got to win games. And I just, right now, with this lineup, I don't see them winning games. I mean, this lineup is awful. I mean, here's the thing, John. The Mariners, I've heard Jerry DiPoto, one of their executives, talk for months, more than a year, about how they're going to spend in the offseason to make this season better. Do you know their offseason acquisitions last year? Teoscar Hernandez. And I'm blanking on my other guy. Used to play for the Cardinals. And then played for Milwaukee, then went up to Seattle. Kolten Wong.
God.
Those were their 2 offseason additions. Kolten Wong got DFA'd in the middle of the season.
I was going to say, man, he's designated for out of retirement.
And Teoscar Hernandez had the biggest error I have ever seen a right fielder make in a key game. He runs up on a ball.
Outside of Suzuki for the Cubs on Tuesday.
Maybe worse, honestly, because, I mean, here's the thing. If anybody didn't see it, Teoscar Hernandez is playing right field. There's a lazy fly ball to right field that he's just not going to be able to get because it's short. So he's going to play it off the hop. So he runs in. He's backing up to play it off the hop. And it, goes past him to his right. He wasn't even in front of the ball. It just goes by him in the right and rolls all the way to the wall. And it should have been a single, and it ends up being a triple. Teoscar Hernandez is, and everybody's been saying, he's not that great in the field. He's going to have one of these blunders one of these days. I didn't think it would happen in a spot like that. Also at the plate, he just hadn't been great.
Hold on. And also, remember, he didn't hit a home run for the first month of the season.
No, and he's gotten better. The home runs have come.
He's got 26 on the season. He's got his average up to 261. But he was sub 200 and 0 home runs the first entire month of baseball. It's a bad start.
In the last 15 games, he's batting 183. In the last 7 games, he's batting 179. So this front office is saying they're going to spend, and the only thing I see out of them this past offseason, at least, on a team that made the playoffs last year, and it's a building year, you've got this star player that you've locked him up, you've traded for an ace pitcher, you locked him up on a long-term deal, they go out and sign Teoscar Hernandez, and I can't even remember the other guy that they signed, because he was with the team for 2 weeks, Kolten Wong. And, This lineup's just not good. I mean, you have Sam Haggerty and Mike Ford, Jose Cabello, and Josh Rojas. That's the bottom of your lineup. That's not a good bottom of your lineup.
Nope, that's not very good.
Even if this team makes the playoffs, what are they going to do in the playoffs? They have like 3 guys that can hit the ball.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
So I would almost prefer them not make the playoffs. And maybe the front office would see this team stinks.
Well, a Seattle fan right there.
Well, I'm not even. That's the problem, John. I'm not even a Seattle fan. I'm a Cardinals fan, but I just like the Mariners because I read the newspaper and I've just become accustomed to their team, and it's
the
just
Cardinals are
frustrating to
terrible
watch.
this year.
And the Cardinals are terrible this year. Thank you, John.
Well, we have some teams that are not terrible. 2-2-1 teams tonight. You got the Lions and the Packers. They're squaring it up. Detroit's a 2-point favorite on the road against the Packers. The Lions 2-point favorite over against the Packers. Then we also have, again, a little Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky, which I'm pretty fired up about because, well, I like a bet there. Over 60.5. Let me just tell you something. Both teams have taken some lumps on the defense. Both quarterbacks are going to toss the ball all over the damn yard. In fact, their quarterback situation for both these teams is probably better than Auburn's quarterbacking situation. Just taking a shot at Auburn because, man, Peyton Thorne, please get out of here. But, man, I'm telling you right now, over 60.5, it feels like they're giving away money.
What game is
like
that? Over 60.5?
Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee State. I love it. And, by the way, short week. Defenses are not going to be as prepared. Offenses have always seemed like they have the advantage because of the way the game's called. I'm telling you, go over 60.5 points. We got more bets. We got all kinds of things to talk about, but Isaac Simpson's next. Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just one pallet, and now they have hundreds. Tim, the owner, gets calls from people everywhere and can sometimes save them up to 50% on wood flooring, carpet, tile, and vinyl. Jenkins Floors and More helps with renovations, home building, and installation. Jenkins Floors and More, number 6 East Commerce Street in Hernando. Also in Little Rock and coming soon to Tennessee. Call 662-469-9350 for more information.
Ian Eagle here from Thursday Night Football on Westwood One. NFC North action ahead this week from Green Bay with Jordan Love and the Packers coming off a 3-score fourth-quarter comeback win. Now they host Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions, who also moved to 2-1 with a victory on Sunday. Join me and newly inducted Hall of Famer Joe Thomas on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on Sports 56.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed, when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. Hey, in New York, right now I'm looking at all of the unders for Jets offensive numbers. Passing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards. I'm looking at all the unders in New York. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days are going strong at Gossett Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Fiat on the Pike. And if you're ready to save big bucks, we Gossett. Show off your style in 2023 Fiat 500X Pop 4-door. Gossett priced at $28,990 or $354 a month with 0% APR. Or take your pick with 2023 Jeep Renegade or 2023 Dodge Charger, now just $422 a month. And if you're looking for big savings on your 2023 Ram 1500, get to Gossett for just $587 a month. And if we don't have it, Gossett can order it today. So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett on the Pike or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 3500 Elmas financed through Chrysler. Pop PP 988,763. MSRP 31,355. Renegade PPP 45,607. MSRP 30,500. Charger PH 508,657. MSRP 35,930. Ram PN 693 3965. MSRP 48,330. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 9/30/2023 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Hey, Sports 56 fans, come join us for a live remote at Town Village Audubon Park, corner of Park and Cherry, this Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. Come enjoy the fun, lots of raffle prizes to win, 3 rounds of golf and carts at Wedgwood Golf Course, also plenty of Tiger football tickets to win too. Come hungry, enjoy eating Three Little Pigs barbecue. See you at Town Village this Friday, 11 to 1. Johnny Harden's Happy Hour, where sports talk never ends.
I feel good shopping at DriveMax. DriveMax, you get value.
Need a car that screams I feel good? DriveMax has it all. From cars to SUVs, find a tightly inspected used car that'll have you dancing all the way home. Call 901-664-2424 or visit DriveMaxApproval.com.
DriveMax, I got approved.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to this mobile home. That's when it's back to the lab again, yo. This old rhapsody better go capture this moment and hope it don't do it.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan's out. I hope he's feeling better. Jay, get well soon. Isn't that sweet of me?
That was very nice, John.
Like, I'm the nicest guy I know.
You really are.
I really am. Man, I got Brian Dacus right there. You heard him. You hear him today from 3 to 6 on Sports Time. He's going to be with me all day long, all day strong. But now it's time to talk with Isaac Simpson. What do we talk about with Isaac today? I mean, do we talk Tigers? They have this big football game with Boise State.
Sure do. Basketball practice just started yesterday.
Little hoops
or
practice
2 days
going
ago, I guess
on.
I should say.
No, Mikey. No, Mikey. And also,
Grizzlies start on Monday.
Grizzlies getting ready to gear up. We also have this Dame Lillard situation going on. Plus, he's a Cowboy fan, and boy, did his Cowboys poop the bed last week against the Arizona Cardinals.
All right, John. It's been 4 days since then. We don't gotta talk
That's
about
true,
it.
That's true. Plus, I like Isaac. I don't want to hurt his feelings. Isaac, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. How you doing, John?
Man, I'm hanging in there. If you can't tell, I'm still holding on to that dead gum. I can't believe the Cowboys completely.
Man.
So I didn't bet the game, but man, at halftime I was like, they're not gonna lose this game. Took all my morning winnings, put them on the Cowboys, and watched that second half. So the Cowboys right now, I got a little tummy ache from thinking about the Cowboys.
Yeah, man, I was right there with you, man. I was like, okay, man, they played terrible first half. Like, as soon as the game started, I was like, they just don't look right. Man. They didn't have any energy. They just looked sad. Michael Parsons looked sad. Like, I don't know what was going on in that game, but I was like, man, there's no way they're really going to lose this game, man. And the same thing kept happening, man. The defense just couldn't get any stops. It's just they laid an egg, man. There's no question about that. It's inevitable, man. It just seems like the Cowboys do that every now and then. Anytime you're feeling really good, man, they let you down, man. And that's definitely what happened on Sunday, man. Hopefully they can get back on track this week against Patriots.
Hopefully they put everything back together and everything will just kind of smooth out. Now, we also got to talk about some just wild stuff that's going on. Did you see Dame to the Bucks happening?
No. When that tweet came out from Woj, man, I was shocked. Like, I didn't think, I don't know if Woj or Shams had it first, but I was shocked when that tweet came out. Because, I mean, everything you had heard was Miami. But I think now, looking back, seeing some of the reports where it said that Portland asked Miami for Jimmy Butler or Bam in those trades. I don't think they were ever going to trade him to Miami. I think out of spite. I think that's because of the spot that he wanted to go to. I don't think they were ever going to trade him there. Miami's a lot different than Milwaukee as far as lifestyle. Man, he does have a chance to win, man, teaming up with Giannis there. But if you had your eyes set on South Beach, man, that's a big lifestyle difference between South Beach and Milwaukee. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, definitely is a different lifestyle. You could definitely say, and I kind of always thought that's why Miami was his place, because he's been in Portland for a long time. He's been very good to Rip City. He's great. He's great up there. And not only did I think he wanted to go win a title, but I thought he wanted just the limelight. The lifestyle. L.A., Miami, New York is just a different lifestyle than sitting in Memphis, Tennessee, or Milwaukee, or certain places. Now, my question though is, now that they got Dame Lillard and you got basically Brook Lopez, Brook Lopez and Dame time run a little pick and roll, Giannis and Dame time run a little pick and roll, Bobby Portis, Chris Middleton. I mean, this is a very, very formidable team going forward, but not just, I don't want to just talk about teams. I want to talk about twosomes. And I want to ask you, would you rather have Dame time and Giannis over, let's say, Jamal Murray and Joker?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. Like I said, I think, and you can look at both sides of the basketball, and in either one, it's not, I think Giannis defensively is really great. Dame is not. And kind of the same thing, obviously, with Jamal Murray and Joker. Joker is not a big defender either. Man, I still think I'd go with Joker. I just think he's the best player in the league to me. I think Dame gives up a lot on the defensive end, and that's one thing about this trade. Like, it does make Milwaukee better. I don't think there's any question about that, because I think the offensive uptick is going to be crazy. But Drew Holiday, I'm a huge fan of his.
One of the best defensive point guards in
one of the best defenders in the league. And he's just a winning basketball player. I think just in the locker room, on and off the court, just all the intangibles that he brings. And I don't think Dame brings that. Now, Dame's going to take your offense to another level. But I do think they kind of lose something with Drew Holiday as well. But I think you got to have them as favorite, I think, to win the title. I think Vegas already has them as a favorite. I don't think there's any question. I mean, if that you get Dame and Giannis going, man, in a playoff series, it's going to be hard to beat those guys 4 times, man. That's just a tremendous combo.
And like Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton ain't chopped liver either.
No, because, I mean, you got the defender, like you said, man, with Brook Lopez. He's out there blocking shots. You got Chris Middleton. You got Bobby Portis, who was a really good role player. They did lose some depth with a couple guys they lost. They did lose Grayson Allen.
Which I know a lot of people are laughing. I have to say something. If you look at, winning teams, they usually do have that kind of villain that goes out there and does all the ugly stuff, and that's kind of what Grayson did.
Yeah, people hate on Grayson, but Grayson's a solid role player. I mean, he knocked down shots. I mean, he's a lot more athletic than you think. I mean, he's a solid player. People just kind of go look at the antics and think he's not that good, but he's a solid player. I mean, he was solid here for the Grizzlies when he was here in Memphis. So I do think that is a little bit of a loss, man. But anytime you have opportunity to add a guy like Dame, and especially when you had Giannis saying he wanted them to show a commitment to win the title. I think they went above and beyond that. So I think if you're Milwaukee, you had the opportunity to go out and make this move. I think it's something that you had to do.
I do too. I was going to ask you though. We talked about little twosomes, and I brought up Jamal Murray and Joker. What do you think about Luka and Kyrie? Would you rather have Dame and Middleton? I mean, Dame and Giannis. What about LeBron and AD?
I think that with LeBron and age and AD's injury history, I still think you got to go with Dame and Giannis. I think that
I do too.
I think that's the best twosome that we have in the league right now, man. That's going to be a problem, man. I don't know. Giannis is hard enough to deal with on his own. Now you got to deal with a guy like Dame Lillard and try to guard him, man. It's going to be a tough out for Milwaukee, man. And again, like I said, man, when they get in the playoffs, if they can remain healthy, it's going to be hard for anybody to beat that team 4 times. I think they definitely moved past Boston, and I think definitely Miami in the East. I got a feeling Miami that might have been a one-off type thing. I got a feeling they're going to have a hard time kind of replicating what they did last year. I mean, they're older team. I think they just kind of caught some magic in the playoffs. I think Milwaukee and Boston, I would still put Boston ahead of them, even though they were able to knock them out in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, you do have two dudes combined making over $600 million in their contracts with Boston. Boston's been there, done that so long. I'm with you. Bucks though, they have they won the chip recently. Giannis is a champ. The other thing is though, you look at the 76ers with Joel Embiid and the James Harden situation. Like the East, Milwaukee looks great, Boston looks great. Everything else is pretty much I know Cleveland's going to be better. They kind of kept everything together. I don't know, man. It feels like it's Boston or Bucks or bust.
Yeah, I think with Philly, I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a move for Drew Holiday. I think Harden ends up being moved. I think there's going to be some deal with Drew Holiday. I think Harden ends up somewhere else. I think that's what we're going to see. If I had the odds-on favorite, because I don't think Drew Holiday stays in Portland. So I think Philadelphia is probably where he ends up. I think it's going to be maybe a 3-team deal where Harden maybe ends up with the Clippers. We kind of had some talk about that early in the offseason. So I think there's going to be something that happens there. And I think if you add Drew Holiday to Philadelphia with some of the pieces they have in Embiid, I think that would be a huge impact. Because as I said earlier, Drew Holiday is just a winner. He's one of those guys where you can just plug in pretty much anywhere, and he's going to make you better. So I think he would really help Philly, and maybe that's the piece that kind of gets them over the hump. We saw Milwaukee just kind of be a really good team for years, just couldn't get over that hump, and they added Drew Holiday, man. That's when they were able to go out and win a title. So I'm a big fan of his, man, Drew Holiday, and I just think he would be a tremendous addition to any team. And then you add him to Embiid, I think that would catapult them into the picture as well.
Grizzlies are getting ready to put back in that work and get things geared up and start going in that direction. If you had to tell me what's the big two for the Grizzlies, is it Ja and Dez or is it Ja and Jaren?
I think numbers-wise, I think Dez is definitely – he's going to average more points than Jaren. But as I've always said, I think this team's ceiling is rooted in Jaren Jackson Jr. And I think that continued improvement on the offensive end, because we thought when he did Defensive Player of the Year last year, we know what he's going to do on the defensive end, but he's been inconsistent at times. He was better last year. He definitely took a step offensively, but I think he needs to even go even further. In order for this team to maximize and be a real true title contender, I think you have to get Jaren at his peak. He has to maximize, and I still think there's another step for Jaren to take. But I think Dez is going to have a big year offensively, especially with Ja out these first 25 games. I think he's going to be the guy that's going to have to lead this team offensively. And we saw that early in the season last year when Ja was out before that toe injury. Man, he was averaging like 25 points a game, man, just going nuts out there. And then he kind of had the toe injury, and he was still really good, but he wasn't at that level that he was early in the season. And I think that's something that we're going to see again, especially these first 25 games with Ja. I expect Dez to have put up some big numbers, and I think he has a real chance of being an All-Star this year. I think those are the kind of numbers he's going to put up.
I totally agree. Heck, the Grizzlies gave him 200 million reasons why I think he's going to be an All-Star, because I think Dez is just a bomb, and he works his tail off. Now, Ja broke his silence on the X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
He just broke his little silence. It says, "Y'all just be talking." Can you explain?
Yeah, man. I just think he sees a a lot of the hate on the X app and the social media. Like, a lot of people seem to forget about him. Like, I've seen tweets of people saying that national guys saying Jalen Brunson's better than him now, and I think they forgot. I know it's
Did they
wild,
not watch
man.
the
Like
FIBA tournament? Jalen Brunson, man, turnover machine, dribble in the paint,
Yeah.
4 guys wrap around him, turn it over.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, Jalen Brunson is good, but he's not John Morant. When John Morant's at peak powers, Jalen Brunson's not even in that conversation. It just seems like a lot of people have forgotten about Ja and just what he's done. Like, some of the numbers he's put up, he's had 40-plus point playoff games. You don't have guys his age doing that type of stuff. It just seems like he's been out of sight, out of mind, and people have just forgotten how good he is and how good he can be, man, when he really gets going. And I think he's just hearing a lot of that stuff, and I think he's going to have a big year as well when he comes back. He's going to be well rested, healthy, and I think he has going to have a chip on his shoulder. I think he's going to come out and try to put people on notice, man. Don't forget about me, man. I'm one of the best players in this league, and I've shown this, man, and I'm going to come out here and show you. So I think he's going to have a big year as well. I'm excited about his return, man. Just got to keep the off the court stuff in check. As long as he does that, man,
I was going to say,
we know what he can do on the floor.
I'll tell you right now, I feel like this is going to be one of a monster year, to be honest with you, from the Grizzlies. He's got to miss 25 games. The first one's, of course, being suspended from last year. He's going to come in hungry. You add somebody like Marcus Smart, Steven Adams, hopefully his knee's good. I mean, the complete team around him, actually, I like better. But it's also, like you said, that chip on his shoulder. He was basically anointed since he got into the league. Now he just wants to remind everybody. And, man, you give a superstar a little bit of a chip on the shoulder, man, my goodness, man. You know what happens.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's that type of guy anyway. He's kind of like Jordan was in that way, just try to find
any little
to motivate him. Yeah, anything that he can find to motivate him. And he has a big one right now, man. So I think he's going to have a big year. And I just love the addition of Marcus Smart, man. Especially just for the locker room. I mean, I still have questions about their size, like especially when you get deep into the playoffs, not having that big wing. But I think defensively, you have 2 former defensive players of the year in Marcus Smart and Derrick Jackson, and just the kind of he fits the culture. And I think he's going to be really good for those guys in practice. He's going to hold guys accountable. Just having vets in the locker room like him and Derrick Rose, I think is going to be a big boost for this team. I think that's something that they really missed last year. Not having that. Maybe some things would have went different if they kind of had some of those type of guys in the locker room. And I think that's what the front office, that's what their focus was, going out and getting guys like Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose, because they saw what happened last year, man. They were like, we need to have some vets in this locker room. And I think Derrick Rose for Ja Morant, I don't know if you could get a better guy. You've kind of been through some of the same things. They played it kind of the same way, and Ja's a big fan of his. Man, those dinners on the road, I think those guys are going to be sitting next to each other, and Ja's going to be picking his ear. He's going to be mentoring them a little bit. I think that's going to be fantastic for Ja and for this team overall.
Tigers practice has started, and I'm talking about some hoops now. No, Mikey's not going to be a part of the team. I mean, I guess what you meant, like, as long as his legal troubles get taken care of, he's not going to be a part of the team this year. What do we got going? We got practice going on. What's the word about Dre? We know about Mikey. Also, what about Billy Richmond? Give me a little Tiger update.
Yeah, man, Billy Richmond is going to be on an official starting tomorrow.
Everybody in the city, reach out to Billy and give him some love.
Yeah, man, he is a tremendous player. Like, I think he should be ranked even higher than where he's ranked in the rankings. I mean, he would be a big pickup. They had Curtis Givens the third in earlier this week. I think that's a lock. Like, I don't see him going anywhere else. I think they have that one locked down, man. You add Billy Richmond to that would be a tremendous class. It's going to be tough, though, because his dad, Billy Sr., played for John Calipari. It was at Memphis, but he played for John Calipari. So it's going to be hard, I think, for him to kind of say no to John Calipari, since that's the guy that he played for. I think if you had to put a front runner right now, I would say Kentucky. But you can never count Penny out in these type of situations. And it is home for him. And his dad said he's going to let Trey kind of make that decision. So we'll see. But Memphis is going to put Penny Hardaway going to put the full court press on him. You saw what he did for Curtis Givens, man. Penny kind of picked him up in the Cullinan at the airport, just laid out the red carpet. I think you're going to see the same thing for Billy Richmond. So Penny doesn't usually lose guys when he really wants them, and he definitely really wants Billy Richmond, man. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, he's beaten John Calipari head up for a lot of guys. You talk about James Wiseman. Dre was on Kentucky's radar. Jalen Duren was a kind of a Memphis, Kentucky kind of head up thing. So he's beaten John Calipari for recruits before. So that there's no stranger to that happening. So we'll see what happens with Trey. As far as practice, man, from everybody that came over to talk about how big the team is, Daquan Walton, I'm really excited about him. I mean, just to kind of get him to kind of the way Penny did, it was like under the radar. Like nobody was even talking about him adding. The next thing you know, we got Daquan Walton. He's 6'7". He has the opportunity to lead this team in scoring. I really do think that's possible. I think he has that type of talent. David Jones is another guy who I think is going to have a big
awesome.
year.
Yeah.
But Dre, if they could get Dre, man, it takes this team to another level. Like I don't think there's any question you'd have one of the oldest guys in college basketball, obviously, and just that experience that he would bring to this team. I just think it takes it to another level. I'm not super optimistic. I think the longer it drags out, the less optimistic I am. He is enrolled in classes online at the University of Memphis, so they have all that squared away. And Penny just kind of said they're just waiting, hope to get him on campus soon. But the fact that his lawyer came out and said that they had to send more information, I kind of take it as maybe they've denied the claim already, and they're just Memphis is trying to send them more information and try to get them change their mind. That's kind of the vibe that I get from it. You just don't see the NCAA doing Memphis any favors, but man, it would just be huge, man, if you got that news that he was cleared to play, because I just think that takes this team to another level. I mean, they're super talented without him. I still think this is a team that should be a top 25 level team at some point this year. It might take some time to get the chemistry together, but it's still a team that I think that they could make a tournament run. I just think that still it raises even more if you have a guy like DeAndre Williams, and I think he would be kind of the catalyst to kind of bring the team together closer to have that veteran presence in the locker room. So we'll see. I'm not super optimistic on it, man, but I hope he ends up getting cleared.
Man, last but not least, Memphis plays Boise State 3 o'clock on the Deuce from Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Memphis is a 3-point favorite. You like the Tigers tonight? I mean, this weekend.
Yeah, I do. I think Boise State is a team that gives up a lot on the ground. And I think if you're Memphis, you just kind of line up and let Blake Watson do his thing. We've seen Steph kind of struggle a little bit with some decisions, take the ball out of his hands, man. I think this is a team where you could really get those guys, Blake Watson, Sutton Smith, get those guys going. And I think you could win the game just by methodically just pounding the football. And I think that's what they're going to do on Saturday. And I just think they're a better team. I've watched Boise State, and I just think Memphis is a better team. And you get that win, you really have an opportunity, man, coming back next Friday against Tulane. If you could find a way to win these two games, you're really in the driver's seat to win American. And it depends on what Fresno State does. I think that would be your biggest competition outside of American, but you'd be right there with them for a chance to be in that Peach Bowl.
He is Isaac Simpson. Follow him at Isaac_NBA. Isaac, what you got coming down the pipe? Where you at?
Yeah, man, definitely coming up next week. We got a media day training camp opening up with the Grizzlies. We're going to be talking about all that over on Ethos Grizzlies. Make sure you go over there and give us a like and a follow. You find my work on the Tigers at TigerSportsReport.com and my personal X page at Isaac_NBA.
He is Isaac Simpson. We'll do it again next week, and good luck with your Cowboys, my friend.
Will do, man. Talk to you next week.
That's Isaac Simpson. We're late for a break. Back in 2 Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey everybody, fall is happening here in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevy. Not only can you get the new 2023 Silverado this week, you can get financing as low as 0 interest for 3 months with no payments. And your good credit deserves this. So come drive a Silverado or one of these new Traverses. See Kevin or Jeff if you want to do a custom order. And if you're a first responder, educator, military, recent college grad, healthcare professional, September is your month for bonus cash and more here at All-Star Chevy. Just see Kevin or Jeff, and they asked me to thank all of you who are bringing your cars and your trucks here to sell. All-Star is still paying crazy good money, and you can get a check today, even if you still owe money on it. And All-Star's certified and pre-owned selection is loaded. I see lots of Silverados, Ram trucks, here's a Denali, even a Mercedes. They're all spot on. And if you need service or maintenance, call Sean or Jeff in the All-Star Service Department. Remember, it's not the Pike, not South Haven, not Bartlett, not Mount Moriah or Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to All-Star allstarautogroup.com.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
If you've tried to buy a Rolex watch lately, you know how difficult it is. New models are in rare supply. Some jewelers put you on wait lists. Others make you buy their other jewelry at inflated prices just to be considered for a Rolex purchase. Well, that's all changed now that Genesis Diamonds has arrived. Genesis Diamonds is the premier dealer of luxury pre-owned Rolex timepieces. People who come in are shocked to see Daytonas, Hulks, Submariners, Pepsis, Datejusts, all the hard-to-find Rolex watches ready to wear today. At Genesis, we've used our worldwide connections to find only the first luxury pre-owned Rolexes, immaculate, pristine watches, fairly priced with no strings attached, and with flexible financing options. So enough with the wait lists and the retail jeweler games. Get the Rolex of your dreams today at Genesis Diamonds. And if you already have a Rolex and are interested in trading up, we also have Rolex buyers on site every day. Just another example of how we're forever changing the jewelry landscape here. Genesis Diamonds, official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans at Poplar and Perkins Extended.
Pizza lovers and sports fanatics, Ferraro's Pizzeria is your Sunday ticket headquarters. Catch every pro game on multiple big screen TVs while enjoying $2 beers, $9 beer buckets, and mouth-watering pizza. We're talking the cheesiest, most delicious New York pizzas in town with all your favorite toppings. What are you waiting for? Grab your family and friends and get to Ferraro's, corner of Jackson and Main, just east of the Pyramid. Enjoy every pro game at Ferraro's Pizzeria and Cheesy Corner, your game day destination.
Sports and blinds, they just go together. And right now, all Sports 56 listeners get $50 off any order at Blinds Etc. South. Real wood, 3.5 to 4.5 inch plantation shutters made in the Mid-South are always affordable at Blinds Etc. South. And now get $50 off your order. Get your free in-home consultation at 901-681-0225 or go to blindsetceteraSouthLLC.com. Upgrade your home with custom-made plantation shutters and window treatments from Blinds Etc. South.
Memphis football is home Saturday, September 30th as they face off against traditional power Boise State at 3. We celebrate D'Angelo Williams and the entire 2003 Memphis Tigers. It's also Kids Day. We have balloon artists, inflatables, special poster making stations, and more for kids of all ages. Tickets start at just $20 to witness 901's team in action. Be there Saturday, September 30th at 3 o'clock. Purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGoTix.com.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan's gone today. He don't feel well, but man, he's going to feel a lot better because I'm going to give him a lot of things to do, like make a whole lot of money. There's a couple games this weekend that I absolutely love, like LSU. I'm an Ole Miss fan. I'm rooting for Ole Miss, but dude, LSU minus 2.5, please, son. And then also, have you looked at Kentucky and Florida? Kentucky's only a 1-point favorite over Florida. What happened
Where's
last
the game
time?
being played at?
Gainesville.
The Swamp, a tough place to go in and take a win.
For Tennessee.
And for Charlotte. Don't forget about the 49ers. They did cover, though.
They did cover.
Good
the
teams
spread.
win, great
That
teams
is
cover,
great
John.
team. That is a very, very good point. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm so sorry. I can't believe I said this. Why did I say the game was in Florida? It's in Lexington.
It's in Kentucky.
Is it in Lexington?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Actually, look it up. I think it is in Lexington. But it doesn't matter. I can't believe they're only a 1-point favorite. Kentucky is a more physical football team than Florida.
It is at Kentucky.
It is in Lexington.
Yep.
The last time we saw Florida play a physical football team was Utah. and they got pushed all over the place. I don't think Graham Mertz is going to have a good day. I think Kentucky's defense is too much. I think Devin Leary's going to do his thing. I think Kentucky rolls. Man, I'm fired up to talk a little football, but now it's time to switch gears because we got to talk a little bit of Ole Miss football. Later on in Hardwood, we're going to talk about an announcement. The USFL and the XFL announced that they intend to merge.
Oh, I'm excited.
That is weird. We got spring football. This ain't the ABA and the NBA merge, and
That's
I can
right.
tell you that much.
It's bigger.
It's the XFL and the USFL.
The X is for extreme.
Crazy stuff going on. But, man, one thing that's never crazy is the Grove. It's absolutely nothing but the most beautiful people on planet Earth having the best time every single Saturday. And this Saturday, LSU's coming to town. The Grove's going to be bumping. And, ladies, if you want to look good, you better make sure you head down to Frontier Western Store at 5880 Goodman Road. Down in Olive Branch, they have a ladies' boutique. They have a boot showroom. You can get your Western boots, work boots, dress boots, cowgirl boots, whatever. You got all the fall fashions for you to go out there and tailgate and have a great time. Plus, they have your kids' dress because they have a children's department. Men, they got you covered. They got a huge jean section. They got everybody in your family covered from head to toe. Frontier Western Store and frontierwesternstore.com. Evie Van Pelt on the other side. It's time to talk about the Rebels. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Simple, smooth, and every sip is easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
Wow, I feel good. Shopping at DriveMax. 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 You get value.
Need a car that screams I feel good? DriveMax has it all. From cars to SUVs, find a tightly inspected used car that'll have you dancing all the way home. Call 901-664-2424 or visit DriveMaxApproval.com.
DriveMax. I got approved.
We interrupt this broadcast for special news and information concerning family leisure.
The world's biggest spa sale is back and bigger than ever at Family Leisure. How is that possible? Well, let me tell you. You start off with 50 different spa models to choose from 5 different manufacturers. Then you throw in up to 30% off in-stock spas and swim spas. But is that all? Oh, no. You get free upgrades on all in-stock spas, plus 24 months, same as cash. Wow! This is the kind of sale that you just can't have every day, but it's happening right now at Family Leisure, the world's biggest spa sale. Soak in the savings right now at Family Leisure, Witten Road and I-40. You know the place where family and fun come together.
Please remain calm and walk, don't run to Family Leisure. And now back to your regular programming.
Hey, Sports 56 fans, come join us for a live remote at Town Village Audubon Park, corner of Park and Cherry, this Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. Come enjoy the fun, lots of raffle prizes to win, 3 rounds of golf and karts at Wedgwood Golf Course, also plenty of Tiger football tickets to win too. Come hungry, enjoy eating 3 Little Pigs barbecue. See you at Town Village this Friday, 11 to 1. Johnny Harden's Happy Hour, where sports talk never ends.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Brian Dacus is hanging out with me, and it's Thursday. It's a little after 12. That means it's time to talk some Ole Miss Rebels. We're with Evie Van Pelt. She's with the Rebel Walk. If you want the number one source for all things sports information when it comes to the Rebels, the one place to go is therebelwalk.com. Follow Evie Van Pelt on Twitter at Ole Miss Evie, and follow the Rebel Walk at the Rebel Walk. And also, when you're down in Oxford, you know what I'm saying? Having a little fun, getting a little pregame celebration with LSU this weekend, make sure you have the best, and that would be Tito's Handmade Vodka. If life hands you lemons, don't fret, don't freak out, don't stress. Just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with Tito's Handmade Vodka. It's crafted and distilled right here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. It is 6 times distilled, then distilled in classic copper pots. It gives it a very unique flavor, slightly sweet with a black pepper note, balancing everything out. Doesn't matter if you're crafting a cocktail or you're drinking it neat. Get your Tito's on today. Yo, 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 what's up, Evie Van Pelt? How are you doing today?
Well, I was hearing you talk in an earlier segment, and
oh no,
yes, it wasn't. Well, no, it wasn't a great weekend last weekend. That game was a little disappointing.
It was really for someone who, because I you know how you write checks that you can't cash, like your butt can't cash. I think I sent a Ole Miss meme, or what do we call those things on your phone? Are they memes?
Yeah.
I was
memes
sending
or GIFs.
GIFs, yeah, GIFs, memes, whatever. I'm sending them to every Alabama fan I know. I'm so excited. I'm like, we're gonna win the game, man. They're up still 7-6 at half. I'm like, the offense was terrible. They're gonna get it together, and then the second half happened, and boy, I got a whole lot of memes back this week and a bunch of GIFs.
Oh, I bet you did. I'm in a Twitter group. It's called the Houndstooth Crew, so if that tells you anything, I'm the lone non-Alabama person. I've been in this group for probably 4 or 5 years, and yeah, needless to say, I haven't posted anything in there since the game. I've been too mad.
I feel you, and I will say though, I did feel a lot better when I went to the Rebel Walk this morning. I love the new little thing that you're doing, Cody Pruitt's objectively biased.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's great. It also helps me, and it almost. And I got to say, Cody writes extremely well. I mean, when he's talking about sometimes it's necessary to go through losses like this to push the team in the right direction, I'm jumping all on board. I'm like, yes. But he does lay it out, and he talks about, how, he's not looking for some type of moral victory, but sometimes to take that next step, sometimes you do need that dub. You got to look in the mirror, maybe, get the guys around you. I'm curious, is this game, do you think, going to impact the Rebels negatively, or can it be a positive coming out that LSU is coming to town?
Well, I think, we'll see. I know that, Kiffin talked about that this week in his Monday press conference and said, we're going to see kind of what we're made of. That isn't exactly what he said, but basically he said it was like, a couple of years ago, Ole Miss was 3-0, 3 non-conference wins, and then lost at Bama. And he said, and we lost way worse than we did, just last weekend. He said at one point in that game it was 35-0. And he said, and then we went on a big run and finished 10-2 that year. So, I think he hopes it is that scenario as opposed to, last year when it seemed like the wheels kind of fell off after the Alabama loss. And as we've talked, I think there were a lot of other things going on then too. But, he also told us he thinks the kids can put it in the trash and move on a lot easier than we adults can. I think that's probably true.
That is absolutely true. Yeah, we hold on to it a little bit. I'm still holding on to it, and it's Thursday. I haven't been able to move on yet. The one other thing I did kind of want to ask you about, Lane Kiffin and just the offense and stuff. Last year, you're breaking in a new quarterback in Jackson Dart. Again, you had a freshman, Quinshon Judkins, running, who was awesome, by the way, last year. But I mean, there was a lot of newness. Bringing in a lot of pieces. Yes, you brought in a whole lot of new wide receivers. Cade Priesthorn, Michael Trigg's gone, by the way. So there's still a little bit of turnover. But Jackson Dart in that Alabama game did that when he forced that throw down the middle, deep down the middle for an interception. That just made me think of last year. I was a little bit worried, but realistically, when a lot of people kind of were on the X or people I was talking to were really putting a lot on Jackson Dart. And I felt like, I hate to say this, but you got to put more of that on the play calling by Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr. I just felt like they didn't have a good game plan going forward. Do you think this was more Dart or the coaching?
Actually, that's a good point. And I think that's probably what Lane meant, after the game. He tweeted at some point, I think it was later deleted, but he did talk about it on Sunday. He started, incidentally, a Sunday evening audio Zoom press conference with us. So we kind of hear from him on Sunday, and then we hear from him again on Monday. But, he said, I take the blame for this. I'm the head coach, but, also, he's in charge, whether it's Charlie Weiss calling the plays or Lane calling them or Lane, letting Charlie Weiss call him, whatever the case may be. He did take the blame for that. And so I think, honestly, there's probably enough blame to go around. The offensive line, their struggles have been well documented. That one interception, with Dart, I think if you're playing anybody other than, maybe Alabama on the road at Bryant-Denny, it just seems like mistakes there are magnified.
Yep.
And in a game like that. And, there were all sorts of things like, okay, on Saturday, I think Jackson threw passes of 20 or more yards 5 times and went 0 for 5. No drops, 0 for 5. One of them was an INT. So, we got nothing out of the deep game, whereas Milroe, who is not known for his passing ability, threw 20-plus yards or more 4 times, was 3 for 4 for 117 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And so, that was a sharp disparity there. And, I think if you would have told me that we held Milroe to 28 yards on the ground, and we held Alabama to 24 total points, I would have bet the house that we won that game, and I would have lost.
Yes, you would have, and I would have done the same thing that you did. Again, holding Alabama to 24 points, holding them to 6 points in the first half, especially with the blocked punt, the stupid sack before then. Pete Golding's Ole Miss defense, they really came to play, and they were flying around the football, especially in that first half. Second half, the offense couldn't get any first downs, couldn't give them a breather. And then Alabama just started running right down their throats because the dudes were just winded.
Yeah, and, you bring up a good point. Third down continues to be a problem for Ole Miss. And it's been a problem for most of the season. And I think against Alabama, Ole Miss was 3 for 14 on third down. And it's just, that's a tough way to make a living when your offense is behind in the chains so much. It just really gives, allows the defense to pin their ears back. And so I just feel like, we're going to have to, whether that is play calling, whether that is offensive, whether that's blocking schemes, whether, regardless of what it is, that's going to be a problem. And, everybody has been really kind of worried, how's Quinshon? How is Quinshon physically? How is Quinshon, mentally holding up? Because this is not thus far the season that he thought, he would have. And they had him at Monday's press conference, and you probably saw this. I mean, he said everybody's got to get better. But he said, you can be the best running back, you can be the best at your position in the country, but if the person next to you or in front of you isn't doing their job, it doesn't matter how good you are. So I thought that was kind of an interesting quote he made.
Yeah, those are very interesting quotes. Hopefully that offense is going to get going in the right direction again. Now they have a tough one You got LSU. Pete Golding's defense last week, I thought, played extremely well against Alabama. Now Pete Golding's defense is going to have to stop Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors. My goodness.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that is definitely the focus there, and I think no doubt. I mean, I think Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in the SEC, and no offense to Dart or anybody else, but I just think he's really good, and it's going to be a challenge, and I think the Ole Miss defense knows that. In fact, we talked to several players, and they all said, as good as Jalen Milroe was, being electric running and such, that they know, they remember, Jaden Daniels, let's not forget, put that team on his back last year and, scored like 11 touchdowns on his own, rushing and passing last year to lead them from behind. So they know they have a job at their hands.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit tough, you could say. Now, I also got to talk to you about and ask you the question because I don't know what's going on. I know that two players are gone for the Ole Miss Rebels. Michael Trigg, we've talked about him a lot. Reginald Hughes, he's no longer the linebacker. What happened with those two players specifically?
Well, it's interesting. We got no confirmation we got confirmation that they are no longer on the roster, but there has been nothing said about, what the actual specifics are of the case. I can tell you Lane was asked about Trigg in yesterday's SEC coaches teleconference, and basically he just said, we wish him nothing but the best. He's no longer with the program. And that was it. No more comment. I can tell you Trigg got 0 snaps against Alabama, and there are reports that he was not at, team activities up until, in fact, when we were there Tuesday, that's the one day we're allowed to watch practice. He was not at practice Tuesday, and we had heard that he was not at practice Monday. And so I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm making a leap there on, no snaps and, but I think that, it's well documented that he had, been unhappy at times. And so, I'm not sure, but honestly, I can't even tell you whose decision that was.
Well, with Trigg coming back, with Trigg leaving, Cade Priestcorn, who's coming off, of course, that surgery on his toe, is he like 100% healthy now?
He's better. I think what we were seeing probably, when he and Zachary Franklin and Trey Harris were all three in the game against Alabama. Now, I think Trey Harris only had maybe like 5 snaps. So
yeah, he was definitely on a pitch count.
Yeah, he was. And so, but Priestcorn and Franklin, I want to say each, they were in there for 50 to 60 offensive plays. And I want to say maybe Ole Miss had 66 altogether. So, they were out there a lot. I think it's more about, boy, you come into that and you're playing a tempo game. Even though at times it didn't seem as fast as what we're used to seeing. But, I think that basically the way Lane has looked at it, I think, is they're getting better. They're healthier. They're healthy enough to be out there. But now they've got to get, maybe in game shape and get used to, this is, like we say, that's the first time Zachary Franklin or Caden Priestcorn had ever set foot on the field in an Ole Miss uniform in a game, was against Alabama. So Lane says the good news there is they're only going to get better and better. So from, what we saw in practice Tuesday, some wearing a non-contact jersey, but still practicing, So I think they're all going to be a go for LSU.
We still, is everybody in the quarterback room still happy right now?
Well, that's another good question. I'm not sure how happy. I think probably Walker Howard and Austin Simmons are happy because I think they did not realistically expect to be playing this year. I think Walker Howard is widely thought of as the future, and Austin Simmons is a baby, 17-year-old.
But he's a good baby.
Right, he's a good baby. And I certainly can't speak for Spencer, but you just would have to think that if you're a Division I athlete who has been a 4-year starter and is competitive as you have to be able to play at that level, I can't imagine he is thrilled with not being out there in the game. So, people have asked me, could I foresee anything where Spencer would start to play, and I don't know. I mean, I think Ole Miss is going to win this weekend. I heard you talking about LSU and taking the points.
I was
and,
wondering. I was like,
I
was sitting there
paying
thinking
for your daughter's education.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, it's not her education. It's that deadgum Kappa Gamma. Man, do I go ahead?
Is she in Kappa Gamma?
Yes, she is.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Well, I know a few of those, so I'll have to get in touch with you after this. But that is definitely an arm and a leg, if not an arm and two legs. There,
or a very, very nice, very, very nice car.
Yes, exactly. So I just think that, to be honest, Ole Miss has lost now. They've lost this Alabama game, so the first conference game this year.
Was it 14 out of 15 or something?
Yeah, and then they're, the conference games they lost last year at the end of the season. So they're, they haven't won a conference game in a minute. So this LSU game is important on so many levels, I think. I think the last conference game they won maybe might have been A&M last year. So, this is a big one.
It is. And by the way, gosh, just mentioning your alma mater, A&M, losing their quarterback, but at least they got Max Johnson.
Oh, boy, isn't that the truth? It's funny. I've had a lot of Ole Miss folks tell me, because it's pretty well documented, I think, that backup quarterbacks, Spencer Sanders and Walker Howard, got a pretty good NIL deal to transfer to Ole Miss. And I've had folks tell me, gosh, why didn't we spend that money on, the offensive line? Why aren't we spending it on, the backups? And I said, because I tell you what, if Jackson Dart goes down, there is no more important player on that team than Spencer Sanders. So I have absolutely no problem with that. And A&M, as you mentioned now, Connor Weigman is out for the season, and Max Johnson is taken over. And, I think they're really, really happy that when Max transferred from LSU and then didn't get the starting job, he chose to stay there. His brother's on the team, so that's one benefit. But, yeah, it becomes really, really important.
It really does. It's kind of crazy. And like you said, if you just look in the NFL, look at the Jets. They lose Aaron Rodgers, and now their whole thing has gone from Super Bowl or bust to not finishing last in the AFC East.
Yeah.
It's just a bust. Zach Wilson's terrible. Now, we've been talking tons of football, and I love talking some football. But I do have to bring up, is Ole Miss women's basketball in the top 25?
Yeah, they are. The Athletic came out with their preseason top 25, and they've got Ole Miss ranked at number 14. So I think that when you beat number one Stanford on Stanford's court, I think that carries over, and people remember that. And the Rebels have got back when Coach O said she was going to do damage in the portal. I mean, they got some top players, KK Deans, Kennedy Todd Williams, Carissa Richardson, Triple K's there, and then much less, bringing back Snitta Collins, Markeisha Davis, and Madison Scott. And so, man, I am so excited. I'm excited about, both of them, actually, men
Chris
and women.
Beard and Coach Yo right now. They tearing it up.
Yes. And we actually got to speak with Chris Beard this past Monday, and I got to tell you, I really, really, really like his attitude on everything. He talked about leadership, and he also talked about, he said, we don't have the discipline to do the right thing every single time. And he said, so my two questions for my guys are, how disciplined are you? And then he said, just competitiveness. This was my favorite. He said, it doesn't matter if it's ping pong before practice or a sprint at the end of practice. You're either in it to win it or you're not. I love that. Like that makes me want to run through a brick wall there. So I think, just can't wait to watch them play, both of them.
Well, it feels like you got all the coaches in place that Ole Miss needs to be successful. You got the student body. Everybody's partying in the Grove this weekend. Just get things kicked off right, and LSU put them down. Everybody party down in Oxford. I can't make the game. Can you believe this? I have to go to a wedding.
Oh, I liked your whole thought about the month. I think that needs to be a rule. month. No weddings in month.
Too much going on. Unless you want to be weird and get married on a Tuesday night, Tuesday to Wednesday.
Right,
I can handle that.
You can do that. That's a good idea. And you know what? Venues are cheaper then. Maybe you could start a thing there.
Dude, save money on your wedding if you're getting married during the months, Tuesday or Wednesday. I like it.
That's right. I do too. Travel's probably cheaper. Everything is cheaper. So that's a great idea.
Evie, thank you so much for your time. I hope we get a big dub this weekend. I appreciate you more than anything. Everybody go to therebelwalk.com. They are your number one source for all things sports information when it comes to the Rebels. Follow Evie on Twitter at Ole Miss Evie and listen to her every single Thursday right here. Be blessed. Hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy. Take care.
That is my friend Evie Van Pelt. Now, I got to take a quick time out, but I got to remind some people out there, man. You know, I told you shouldn't get married in months. Right?
You did.
But you know what else you should do during the months?
What's that?
Think about your children. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe like all 12 months of the year you should think about your children.
Okay. I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is, like they have that big fat dude that comes down the chimney in December at the end of the
Santa.
months. Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, you need to start thinking about that now. And over at Scooters Plus at 3425 Summer Avenue, you put 25% down layaway. They keep it there. You don't have to worry about it. You just keep paying on it. Bing, bang, boom. Christmas shows up. You bring it there. You give it to Santa Claus. It comes down. He drops you off maybe a little ATV, a UTV, motorcycle, dirt bike. They have these new e-bikes. Have you seen those bad boys?
No, I haven't.
Bro, it's like a bike, or like a normal bicycle. And then, you're like, oh, man, I'm tired of going uphill. And you just push a button. That sucker will go up to 15 miles an hour.
John, let me ask you this, and this might be a bad question to ask you. When I was at Memphis, I would see people all the time with electric skateboards. Do they have those at Scooters Plus?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Really?
If it's got,
those are so cool.
Gas,
I see people go through those. Like, wow.
If it's a scooter, a golf cart, whatever you need, they have it at Scooters Plus. If they don't have it, they'll get it for you. Again, 3425 Summer Avenue. You can go online, check out their inventory at scootersplus.us. And I'm telling you right now, again, think about your children. They got these cute little army Jeeps over there. You go over there right now, you put down 25%, it's on layaway. They also have financing available at Scooters Plus, parts, repairs, sales, and service. 3425, check out Scooters Plus. Hardinwood is not next because I got a buddy who's coming on, and we're going to talk about the Henry Bell Open. That's next, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Cooling or heating system on the fritz? Dripping faucet? Call the pros at Conway Services today and we'll waive the service call fee with any HVAC or plumbing repair. Expert technicians available 7 days a week. Call 384-3511 to schedule your appointment. Visit conwayservices.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 64210, 64365 EAS, MS 19688.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
7.
12. What are we playing?
Central Barbecue has 7 different kinds of sandwiches.
Okay, does that seem like a lot?
Are you kidding? 7 may be the most perfect amount of sandwiches. See, they got the pulled pork. You can get chopped on request. Then trim sliced beef brisket sandwich. There's 2 right there.
I'm not sure exactly.
Look, you've also got the pulled chicken, the smoked turkey, the marinated portobello mushroom sandwich.
That seems like plenty.
You would think, but then you also got the smoked sausage and the barbecue bologna sandwich.
You're right. 7 may be the perfect amount of sandwiches.
The people at Central Barbecue are genius.
Hey, Sports 56 fans, come join us for a live remote at Town Village Audubon Park, corner of Park and Cherry, this Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. Come enjoy the fun, lots of raffle prizes to win, 3 rounds of golf and carts at Wedgwood Golf Course, also plenty of Tiger football tickets to win too. Come hungry, enjoy eating Three Little Pigs barbecue. See you at Town Village this Friday, 11 to 1. Johnny Harden's Happy Hour, where sports talk never ends.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Looking for your next car? Give Car Corner a try. Car Corner, located at 2653 Mount Moriah. They specialize in cars under $15,000. Bad credit? No problem at Car Corner. CarCornerMemphis.com. That's CarCornerMemphis.com. They even have cash cars under $7,000. That's Car Corner at 2653 Mount Moriah. CarCornerMemphis.com. Look for the building with the teal green roof.
But you got to be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I got Brian Dacus who's hanging out with me today. And we got Johnny Hill in the house. He's the FNG.
There you go.
That's right. The FNG is Johnny Hill. And that means fabulous new guy.
That's right. You nailed it, John.
Dude, I'm on point, man. The other thing I'm about to nail to the wall is a date that you're going to have to keep up with, and it's something that's very important. It is the Henry Bell Open. It's the 7th annual, and it's Saturday, October 14th. That's not the only day we're going to be partying over at Cypress View Golf and Recreation right across the bridge. On Friday, they also have a little what do you call it, where you got a bunch of stuff. Man, actually, I'm going to bring on my buddy Lance Bell to tell us all about it. Lance, what's happening, my friend?
What is going on, Johnny Radio? You doing all right today, man?
Man, I'm hanging in there. Ole Miss lost last weekend. I had to relive that during the last segment. Now they have LSU, so that's a little tough.
Hey, brother, you're talking to a hardcore Razorback fan, so you're not getting any sympathy here.
I feel you. The last 2 weeks are hard, but I will say one thing. KJ Jefferson played out of his mind last week down in Baton Rouge.
He did. He was a beast, man. He was a beast. Good to see that guy coming on.
Man, it really is. And by the way, Arkansas, life doesn't get any easier for him, does it?
Not at all. Not at all. For the next 3 weeks, it's going through the ringer, man.
It is. It's going to be a tough one. They got Texas A&M at home. And then don't they play the Rebels right after that?
They do. They do. At home. Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Football season is here. But by the way, it's the months. Football's in full force. But again, man, you know how nice the weather is in October. Getting out on the golf course is always a lot of fun. But get out on the golf course and doing something with a lot of your friends that can also do some positivity in your neighborhood. I'm telling you, tell them about what the Henry Bell Open. This is the 7th annual, and again, it's October 14th. It's a scramble, $400 for a team. You got $100 per person. I believe it's a 9 a.m. shotgun start. Tell us all about what's going on with the Henry Bell Open, Lance.
All right, just real briefly, John, so that your audience knows, Henry was born August 1st, 2014, with just 24 weeks gestation. When he came into this world, he was 1 pound, 12 ounces, just 12 inches long, given a 10% chance of survival. Like you said, this is the 7th annual Henry Bell Open. Henry is now 9 years old, so he's defied all those odds. He's an odd breaker. And we started this tournament 7 years ago, just kind of help offset some of the costs of some of the challenges that he has. We have to pay for the physical therapy, the occupational therapy, vision therapy, and all the stuff that goes into, keeping Henry going. And this tournament has turned into such a big deal around the community. And we want to thank Cypress View for letting us host it there. They actually let us take over that place, like you said, Friday night with the auction. That's the thing that has all the stuff you put out for money, John.
Man, my brain was not working today, Lance. I'm telling you. I was like, Friday, they put a bunch of stuff out. What's it called?
Yeah, it's not the obnoxious one where I get out there and yell at everybody. It's a silent auction, but we have some great items, a bunch of sports memorabilia. We had a bunch of great trips, some staycations. I think one to Fort Worth. We have one to New Orleans. There's a bunch of great stuff, some aromatique gift baskets. So there's something for the women, there's something for the sports memorabilia guys, and there's something for people, that just want to get away and do some stuff. And we do that Friday night. That's for those of us who aren't that adept at playing golf or don't want to play golf. We also have a fish fry that night. The people at Cypress View do an awesome job with the catfish, and that's the only thing you have to pay for. We're going to have live music. It's out by the pool. It's a great setting. I think it's set up for about 200 people out there. Going to have live music from my man James Higgins and Eric Stone. If you don't know these guys, they used to be with this fabulous Steeler band. So they'll put on a show for you. And guess what? We're going to have right by the stage where you have all the stuff, John, we'll have a bar with Tito.
Yes.
Can you believe that?
Oh, I can believe it.
Yeah, so we're going to take care of you the whole way there Friday night. And then, that's the fish, the bar, the music, and everything going on the auction Friday night. And then, we get down to business when we start Saturday. Saturday we do 8 o'clock registration. I'm sure they'll have some little breakfast stuff out there for you. At 9 o'clock, everybody out there, we meet on the green, man. We do a little national anthem and a big prayer, and then we head on off. We're also going to have like a putting tournament at the turn, free beverages on the course. What else? We're going to comp you a burger when you get hungry. Then at the end of it, man, we'll have the awards ceremony. We got longest drive, close to the pin. And then we have, if you haven't ever seen it, we have the Bell Cup. And so the winners get their name engraved on the Bell Cup that stands out there displayed at the golf course all year round. So that's the rundown of it, man.
Damn, that is just, I'm sorry, Lance. This is just awesome. I've been a part of it since the beginning. I love the fact to see it just continue to grow. And again, let's be real, Cypress View Golf and Recreation, if you don't realize this, it is 10 minutes from downtown Memphis. Like, bam,
10
you go
minutes from
across.
downtown. Yeah, and it's great. It's right there just west of Marion, Arkansas. So, it's a lovely place, and the people out there are so nice, and they open up to us every year. And it's just a beautiful place, a nice escape to go to.
And I also know that you have a lot of great sponsors that like to help you out as well. Who are some of your great sponsors?
Man, let's see. I got corporate sponsors: the Mike Carlson Farms, John Criswell Real Estate, Kevin and Vicki Blackwell, Mark and Jane Pranny, Centennial Farms, Robert Thorne, Big Earl Excavation, Advanced Thermal Systems, Big River Waste Services, Mid-South Ag, Luttrell Belting, Cardin Contracting. That's a new one we picked up this week. Want to thank those guys out there at Cardin Contracting with the dump trucks and the rollbacks. East Arkansas Realtors Association joined in this week also. So we want to thank those guys.
Man, go ahead.
Also, I got to give a big shout out to Best Beverage, who will keep our favorite beverages flowing all day and all weekend.
Thank you, Best Beverage. And by the way, smart move with the Tito's. Got to say, it's very, very smart move. And again, like everybody loves playing golf. I mean, playing in a scramble. I played in a couple this year. It's a lot of fun. It's just different over at Cypress View. It's for a great cause. It's great people out there. And again, it's a 2-day event. Friday night, you got the fish fry. You got the silent auction. You got the bands. People are having beverages. The weather's going to be beautiful. I can just feel it in my heart. You know it's going to be great in October. And then Saturday rolls around. Everybody gets to business, plays a little golf. And like I said, you get out there, do a prayer, the national anthem. It's a great thing to be a part of. Tell people right now, if they want to get involved, if they want to bring a foursome out there, if they just got a couple guys who want to come out there and register and sign up, how do they do that?
Sure. Man, you can call out there anytime you want to. They have registration forms, or you can call out there. The great staff out there has the forms. It's 870-739-6305. And if anybody wants to just make a donation, any local Cry-like office, you can put Henry Bell Open on a check and take it to a Cry-like office. They're one of our great sponsors too, and they'll make sure that it gets to us.
Man, I'm telling you right now, the market ain't great for buying a house or selling a house. Interest rates are getting crazy, but you can still use the great people at Cry-Like for a great cause. I appreciate them doing that. Just go out there, drop off a donation. They'll make sure it gets to Lance and Henry Bell and all the great people. Man, Lance, thank you so much for your time. If you're good, let's do this next Tuesday and keep let's keep building this bad boy.
Man, I'll give you a buzz. I'll be on Tuesday then, brother.
All right, I'll talk to you at Tuesday, my friend. That's Lance Bell, the Henry Bell Open. It's the 7th annual. It's happening on October 14th. Don't forget the auction's on October 13th. That's Friday night. It's for a great cause. It is straight up just amazing. Now, we're going to take a quick time out because on the other side, we're doing a late edition of Hardwood. Plus, I'm going to give you the bets to make you some money on a beautiful Thursday night. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry, and they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Bartlett Small Engine has free pickup and delivery both at your home and curbside for lawnmowers, blowers, edgers, and any small engine. Call 901-386-9779. We interrupt this broadcast for special news and information concerning family leisure.
The world's biggest spa sale is back and bigger than ever at Family Leisure. How is that possible? Well, let me tell you. You start off with 50 different spa models to choose from 5 different manufacturers. Then you throw in up to 30% off in-stock spas and swim spas. But is that all? Oh, no. You get free upgrades on all in-stock spas, plus 24 months, same as cash. Wow! This is the kind of sale that you just can't have every day, but it's happening right now at Family Leisure, the world's biggest spa sale. Soak in the savings right now at Family Leisure, Witten Road and I-40. You know the place where family and fun come together.
Please remain calm and walk, don't run to Family Leisure. And now back to your regular programming.
Ready for a new ride? We got it covered at Gossett Kia on the Pike. 41 MPG Highway, we got it with 2023 Kia Forte LXS. $229 a month, $29.99 to its signing. Get some EV action in 2023 Nero EV Wind SUV. 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 to its signing. Plus, check out 2023 Kia EV6 Wind. Get up to 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 to its signing. And Gossett will include a free charger with your EV purchase, all 36-month leases, plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36 months, 650 acquisition fee, Forte LSX, PE 678605, MSRP 21610, Nero P507859, MSRP 41090, EV6, P5610964, MSRP 49687, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Hyundai, excludes tax, title, and license. See deal for complete details, offer valid through 10/2/2023 with approved credit, dealer stock only.
Start your day the right way at La Palapa with the biggest, baddest breakfast burrito around. Chorizo, cheese, rice, beans, and eggs served with fresh salsa, and it's served all day. La Palapa has daily lunch specials, all served with rice and beans, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Try a torta, breaded chicken, steak, chorizo, or ham served with mayo, avocado, lettuce, tomato, and jalapenos, all in a hoagie. Plus amazing soups and dinner entrees, all at La Palapa, 5255 Summer Avenue. La Palapa, the little hut with big taste. Hey, Sports 56 fans, come join us for a live remote at Town Village Audubon Park, corner of Park and Cherry, this Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. Come enjoy the fun, lots of raffle prizes to win, 3 rounds of golf and karts at Wedgwood Golf Course, also plenty of Tiger football tickets to win too. Come hungry, enjoy eating Three Little Pigs barbecue. See you at Town Village this Friday, 11 to 1. Johnny Harden's Happy Hour, where sports talk never ends.
I had this one of those things, when things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Brian Dake is hanging out with me. Big thanks to Lance Bell. Don't forget the Henry Bell Open, October 14th. Put it in your calendar. It is a scramble for an amazing cause. If you missed all that interview, make sure you tune in this Tuesday coming up because he'll be back on. Lance will be. Thanks to Evie Van Pelt. We talked all things Ole Miss. They have a big game against LSU, 5 o'clock. This Saturday. That thing's going to be nasty as all get out. And, of course, we talked with Isaac Simpson. Isaac Simpson, man, I know you love the Tigers and NBA and all that stuff, but, man, your Cowboys, they broke my heart last week. But we are about to get into a little hardwood. I got to did you know that you can cheat in chess?
Yeah, no.
You didn't know? I didn't know that
I've
either.
never played chess, so I don't know the first thing about
You've never
chess.
played chess? What do you mean you've never played chess?
I mean, I've never played chess. I
How
don't
do you
know
not
the first
play
thing.
chess?
I don't know the first thing about chess, John. Does that surprise you? I didn't think chess was like a super.
Well, I mean, I guess for old people, like when you're an old person, when you go on a road trip, what else are you going to play in the car when you're going in your big old van heading down to Florida in a 12-hour drive?
You played chess on a 12-hour what, like on your phone or something?
No, we didn't have phones when I was a kid, homie.
Chess seems like a very,
my
like,
first cell phone I got was 21,
Right,
my
okay,
21st birthday,
I was
and it's
talking about,
also
I
the
didn't hear you
reason I
say when you were
divorced
a
my
kid.
wife.
No, well, okay, that seems like
Because
a
you know what
very
I said
different
back then?
conversation.
I said, let me tell you something. Anybody who's going to buy me a cell phone, number one, if you buy me a present, I'm going to have to pay for it every single month.
John-
And number two is, women, when I have quarters in my pocket, I told her I'll call her back when she beeps me from my payphone or something.
Chess seems like a very difficult game to play while you're on the road. I mean, you're bumping along and you hit a bump and all the chess pieces go everywhere. I mean,
Dude, they got
why don't you play cards or something?
They got those it's the sticky bottoms and then it sticks on the junk. You know what I'm talking about?
That seems more futuristic than.
No, it's like felt. It's like cheap as hell. Like, what are those things? Like,
oh, you're talking about like
we used to have them on our tennis shoes.
Yes,
Velcro.
yes, Velcro. Yes. Okay, I understand now. You made it sound like it was just like something that was like sticking to the. You could stick it in
cheap
and pull it
old
off.
Velcro, bro.
I see.
Cheap old Velcro. But I got a story about a dude who cheated, and he's a grandmaster, and this is the weirdest story I've ever talked about. It has to do with chess and anal beads. Yes. Weird story. Now, Conor McGregor, he's talking about fighting with Snoop Dogg. What do you think they were doing when they were talking about fighting? I'll tell you about that as well.
Smoking,
you're right, but not cigarettes.
No.
Reefer. Do people call it reefer anymore?
I don't know.
I don't think so. They call it hippie lettuce? Green?
Maybe. I'm not familiar with the world.
Yo, man, I got some of that dro, bro. I got some dro.
Yeah, gas. There we go. Johnny just said
I like
they
it.
call
I like gas, man. That's a new one. I've never, whenever something, man, all right. I'll take some gas. I've never thought I'd say that. But, yeah, give me some gas, buddy. But anyway, we're about to do a little hardwood. We're going to do a little hardwood where it feels so good. We're going to give you our bets. But I also wanted to help all those people out there. Like, if you heard me talk about the market right now, it's terrible. Like, if you're trying to buy or sell a house, it's terrible out there. But if you need to sell your house, I can sell it, guaranteed to close in 5 days. You just got to pick up the phone and call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Any house, any area, as is, as simple as that. Pick up the phone and call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. And like I said, if you have renters who aren't paying the rent and you're sick of it, 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Sell your house. If it's about to get foreclosed on, why? Call Bill at 901-406-1101 and he'll buy your house. Again, guaranteed to close in 5 days. And it's any house, any area, as is, as simple as that. You can be in West Memphis. You can be downtown, Midtown, out east, Collierville, Germantown, the Dirty Dover, Arlington. I think I've covered pretty much all of it. But anywhere you are, if you can hear my voice, he'll buy your house. Bill at I Buy Houses. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
It's kind of a sport. Chess. It's a sport for brainiacs. That's what we'll say.
A mental exercise.
It's a mental exercise. And by the way, there was a show that came on called The Queen's Gambit. Did you ever see it?
No.
Damn, this girl was good looking, man. She's a good looking little smart
Which made
chess
it a
player.
good show, right?
It made it. I watched it, didn't I? Now,
Yes,
this dude, this is crazy. So have you ever heard of Grandmaster Hans Niemann?
No, I've heard of Han Solo.
Hans and Franz. Well, Hans Niemann is a Grandmaster chess player. He's been accused of cheating.
Okay.
How do you cheat at chess?
I don't know. Mess with the clock or something.
Found out. You go to Lovers on Perkins. You get anal beads. The person who turns the anal beads on and off is giving you a cue.
Oh.
I don't know what kind of cue it is, but I'm going to tell you right now. Who would ever think of using anal beads as a way to cheat? I don't know.
Not
I just
me,
don't know.
For sure.
It's a weird situation. But again, how would you like to be a chess champion, a grandmaster, and you beat this guy, and then he accuses you of cheating, and then he comes out with this random thing and says you were using anal beads. He doesn't even say how the anal beads affected his chess playing. Was it just when it wiggled he got smarter, or did he know that he was about to make a mistake? I mean, I don't know how he did it. But I do know that now this has become, you won't believe this, this is now a $100 million lawsuit.
Wow. Big money in chess,
Yeah,
I guess.
big money. Magnus Carlsen is the world's #1 chess player. He said that Hans Niemann cheated using anal beads on him, and he wants that match back. So, again, right now, they're suing each other. I have to say this, to be honest with you. Don't you feel like my man Magnus, even if he was cheating using anal beads, this is something that you kind of want to take to, like, the behind closed doors? Do you want somebody like Johnny Radio talking about chess, a great game, and being like, now we've got cheaters out there and they're using anal beads?
Ruining the sport, John.
Ruining the sport.
Oh.
Like PEDs, what they did to baseball. Anal
worse.
beads are now doing to chess.
It's worse, I'd say.
This world's gone crazy.
It really has.
Did you have anything before I moved on?
This isn't really a story. Woman admits to mistakenly stabbing baby niece instead of dog that ate her sandwich.
Boy, that must be one ugly niece.
If she looks like a dog, I guess you're right.
Golly, that's a mean.
Woof.
I thought that dude was mean. Like, that is just so rude.
From Indiana, how about that?
Man, there ain't much going on in Indiana right now. By the way,
you ever seen an Indiana woman before? They all look like dogs. Woof.
Whoa! I'm glad nobody from Indiana's listening.
I've never been to Indiana. I don't know what Indiana people look like. I apologize to anybody.
I've never been to Indiana either, but I do think that they actually have legal weed in Indiana.
Do they?
I think so. Chandler Jones has lost his mind. Have you seen it?
I saw something about it. I don't know what it is, but I don't think I saw it.
Okay, well, let me just tell you what it is not supposed to be doing. If you're Chandler Jones, how about lay off your social media? He came out earlier this week and says that he was kidnapped, taken to a mental hospital, injected with substances against his will. He said he's not crazy, and then he went on a 25-minute rant about how he's not crazy, but then he broke down in tears, and he actually accused Josh McDaniels. Check this out. He insinuated that Josh McDaniels had something to do with Aaron Hernandez's death. He says, y'all didn't know what Josh McDaniels really did to Aaron Hernandez. If y'all don't know what really happened to Aaron Hernandez, y'all thought Aaron Hernandez just killed himself in jail. Aaron didn't do that. Y'all know that my man did not kill himself in jail. Well, what we do know is that maybe you need to go back to that mental institution if you're on a 25-minute rant on your Instagram and your ranges of motion are from extremely way up here to way down there. And if you're, I feel so bad. So Chandler Jones, if you see him, give the man a hug.
Or maybe stay away. I don't know.
Man, dude, bro, let me tell you something. On your dark days, you're going to need a hug, son. So somebody out there, give my man Chandler Jones a hug. Now, we got to talk about some bets. I'm sorry. I just think the Lions are a better football team. Jordan Love, people keep talking about, he's done something no other Packers quarterback has ever done. His first 3 games, oh my gosh. Dude, he's been good. They played good. I'm not saying anything about Jordan Love. But, bro, when they came back to beat the Saints after they were down 17-0, they came back after Derek Carr got knocked the bleep out. You know what I mean? And the Lions lost a hard-fought game against Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Kenneth Walker. I mean, that offense is loaded. I can respect that. Beating the Saints team, not that big a deal. I like the Lions. I'm laying the point. I think Dan Campbell doesn't get the love he deserves. Everybody in the offseason, Mike McCarthy, man, I can't believe he's going to call plays. He's a head coach, man. It's like splitting up his brain. What about late game situation? Dan Campbell's been calling the plays, and since he took over play calling for Detroit, they have done nothing but win a bunch of football games, and they turn the ball over less than anybody in the National Football League. Take the Lions. Plus, we're going over in MTSU in Western Kentucky. For Bryant Dacus, I'm John Harden. Get out there, make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace.
Memphis football is home Saturday, September 30th as they face off against traditional power Boise State at 3. We celebrate D'Angelo Williams and the entire 2003 Memphis Tigers. It's also Kids Day. We have balloon artists, inflatables, special poster-making stations, and more for kids of all ages. Tickets start at just $20 to witness 901's team in action. Be there Saturday, September 30th at 3 o'clock. Purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGoTix.com.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Hey, Sports 56 fans, come join us for a live remote at Town Village Audubon Park, corner of Park and Cherry, this Friday from 11 to 1 p.m. Come enjoy the fun, lots of raffle prizes to win, 3 rounds of golf and karts at Wedgwood Golf Course, also plenty of Tiger football tickets to win too. Come hungry, enjoy eating 3 Little Pigs barbecue. See you at Town Village this Friday, 11 to 1. Johnny Harden's Happy Hour, where sports talk never ends.
There's only one place for great steaks, real Italian cuisine, Southern-style meats, and fresh vegetables. It's Fratello's. Fratello's Italian Steakhouse in Hernando has a family feel and a fantastic menu. Voted DeSoto's best new restaurant in 2022, Fratello's has your favorite cuts of prime steak, lamb, and pork, along with delicious Italian dishes. And nothing is better for lunch than Southern-style meats and veggies. All your favorites and more are waiting for you at Fratello's Italian Steakhouse, Highway 51 in Hernando.
Want to play a private country club but only pay daily greens fees? Meadowbrook Country Club in West Memphis is your place. You can now play a beautiful, challenging course for only $59 plus tax, including cards. Meadowbrook Country Club features champion Bermuda greens and now is available to everyone. A membership is only $350 per month and includes tennis, pickleball, and swimming, plus a great restaurant and bar. Golf Pro Mark can even fix you up with custom-made tricks on clubs. Call 870-394-4186 today for your Tuesday through Sunday tee time at Meadowbrook Country Club in West Memphis.
Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days are going strong at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. And if you're ready to save big bucks, we Gossett! Show off your style in 2023 Fiat 500X Pop 4-door. Gossett priced at $28,990 or $354 a month with 0% APR. Or take your pick with 2023 Jeep Renegade or 2023 Dodge Charger, now just $422 a month. And if you're looking for big savings on your 2023 Ram 1500, get to Gossett for just $587 a month. And if we don't have it, Gossett can order it today. So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett on the Pike, or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 3500 Elmas financed through Chrysler. Pop PP 988 763. MSRP 31355. Renegade PPP 45607. MSRP 30,500.